Welcome to part 5 of this review of our planned and prepared planet. Today we are considering creation. We begin with a recap on part 4. We have drawn attention to the fact that Darwinian macroevolution, which is the changing of one species into another, was not accepted by many scientists of Darwin's day because of the lack of proof. This is in sharp contrast to microevolution, which by observation and research evidence confirms change within a species. Darwinism has not been accepted by many scientists since Darwin and has been confirmed through experiment by evolutionary Professor Denis Noble and others to be unworkable. Yet neo-Darwinian evolution is still taught in schools and colleges today as fact, which is science's greatest deception. Jeremiah 20 verse 7, "You deceived me, and I was deceived." We bring it up to date and apply to Darwinites. You were deceived, and you deceived us. Charming Charlie built a great army, marching in great deceit. Despite all objections, he set his affections on heresy planned and replete. Before discussing creation, we must mention the halfway synthesis termed theistic macroevolution, which believes that in the beginning God set up a system of life on Earth, then went on holiday, leaving everything to run itself, just as Darwin suggested in his Origins. This is a form of deism, which is belief in a supreme being who remains unknowable and uncontactable. God is reviewed as merely the first cause and underlies a principle of rationality in the universe. Deists believe in a God of nature, a non-interventionist creator, who permits the universe to run itself according to natural laws. Thus, theistic macroevolution considers that the development of life on Earth is an unguided random process with no planned purpose and no future. It is unscientific, as the real scientific evidence shows that Darwinian macroevolution, by so-called natural selection, doesn't work and doesn't change one species into another, as we have previously confirmed. Theistic evolution is also heresy, as it accuses God of being only capable of working by a random, unguided process. To claim that the Lord God, the creator of great purpose and order, should have used a purposeless, unguided process to achieve his plan is to deny and blaspheme him. We note that blasphemy is the act of insulting or showing contempt or lack of reverence for God. So why should Christians in particular buy a lie and move off the foundation of the real biblical truth that in the beginning God the Creator made planned, purposeful life, and he continues to guide that life? As life is so short, you shouldn't be caught in a web of great deceit. Just seek the one who's God's only Son and find his truth is complete. Macroevolution should be entitled Evil You Shun, as it deliberately seeks to draw everyone away from their Creator. This is a moral question too, because the Lord God Creator is moral, and those who oppose him are therefore acting immorally. In this part 5, we consider the greater alternative to evolution, that is, creation, which is the original worldview dating back thousands of years. Instead of believing the fiction that something accidentally made our world, we can follow the evidence of design, irreducible complexity, and purpose, and then affirm that someone created our very complicated world to an intelligent, preconceived, purposeful plan. This worldview is far more logical, that an intelligent person created intelligent persons like ourselves, as well as all life on Earth. Could a thing create anything? Amazingly, some so-called scientists are now trying to say that nothing can create something out of nothing, a subtle plan to replace the deity with a force or even a law. What is the matter when you have no matter? Answer: just leave it to the astrology squad, who can make anything and resolve any problem or difficulty that is to their own satisfaction. The squad are rightly described as being so space-minded that they are no earthly use. Our world. Someone created with all of his might, and the sum of that one is infinite. Yes, that someone is surely right, so seek him now and don't take fright. If you're looking for some certain proof, then call on the one who is all truth. Consider creation's panoramic views, and realize that TOE is total fake news. TOE being theory of evolution. Orientation. At one time, many people thought that the sun revolved around the earth. Then it was discovered that actually the earth was in orbit around the sun. It's just the same with mankind. We think that the world revolves around us, and that we are the centre of the universe, and therefore any god should orientate around us. But again, the reality is found in the truth that man's life is to revolve around the Creator. Man therefore needs to be reorientated and recentered around God's one and only Son. This, therefore, is a radical change for mankind from being eccentric to being concentric, i.e., from being off-centre to on-centre with the Lord God. This must involve change from self-worship of the great I-doll at the shrine of I, me, and mine, to worship of the one true living God. Many evolutionists are eccentric and self-centered instead of being God-centered. Evolution, better described as evolution, is promoted generally by militant atheists who deny the Creator and any aspect of design in creation. There is a big difference between change within species, known as microevolution, and change from one species to another, known as macroevolution. The confirmed evidence shows that change occurs within the same species as part of microevolution. The question arises, who was your first original father? Was it Adam or ape? It's interesting to note that an interpretation of modern genetics confirms that all mankind originated from the same set of parents, not from thousands of Adams and Eves, as this multiplies the miracle, or magic. We should also note that apes have an extra chromosome to humans. So how did humans lose a chromosome? Not common descent, but a common designer. Thus men believe what they want to believe based upon their worldview. Francis Bacon's quote, "Men believe what they prefer." It is either evolution, impersonal, random, thoughtless, purposeless, unloving, chance, or creation, personal, directing, thoughtful, purposeful, a loving designer and creator. Is the agency something, a create it, or someone, a creator, the Lord God? You, as it were, pays your money and you takes your choice. However, we are held responsible for our choice. The message of Lord Kelvin, William Thomson, still holds true today. At the end of his presidential address for the British Association for Science in 1871, he stated, "Overpoweringly strong proofs of intelligent and benevolent design lie all around us, and if ever perplexities, whether metaphysical or scientific, turn us away from them for a time, they come back upon us with irresistible force, showing to us our nature, the influence of free will, and teaching us that all living beings depend on one ever-acting creator and ruler." At University College in London, Kelvin stated, "Do not be afraid of being free thinkers. If you think strongly enough, you will be forced by science to the belief in God, which is the foundation of all religion. You will find science not antagonistic, but helpful to religion." From the Times, May 2nd, 1903. A quote from G.K. Chesterton, Illustrated London News, January 3rd, 1931. "There are arguments for atheism, and they do not depend, and never did depend, upon science. They are arguable enough, as far as they go, upon a general survey of life, only it happens to be a superficial survey of life. G.K. also said, "When men stop believing in God, they don't believe nothing, they believe anything." Trusting fully in the Creator is like placing your life in the hands of a person who volunteers to arrange a visit for you to travel to a far country. He picks you up at your house and drives you to the nearest airport. You climb on board the plane, and you are surprised to find that your newfound friend is the pilot. The plane takes off and travels to your destination. The pilot now becomes your driver again and takes you to his house, which is in a wonderful location with beautiful views. Everything has been prepared for you. When you ask about the cost of travel and staying there, he tells you that he will pay for it all. You have trusted him for all the arrangements in travelling and a place to stay. You have trusted without thinking in those who have built and maintained the vehicles for travelling and the property to stay in. And then he says that it is all provided free of charge. It's clearly trust all the way, which of course is true belief in someone. Since the time when human beings were created, many have been amazed at the very complex physical, emotional, and spiritual structure of all humans. Complexity is also observed in creatures, plants, and trees. Look into space, we see vast numbers of stars and planets held in orbit with vast distances between them. Whatever the blindness of some scientists and intellectuals of this and every day, the majority of people are amazed at the complex world we live in and understand that the intelligent design is evident in every aspect of the world's creation. If there is intelligent design, then there must be a great mind behind it all, and that means a great intelligent person, the Lord God, who is to be known and trusted personally through his Son, Yeshua, also called Jesus. We all need to throw off the shackles of modern, unthinking conformity and seek the truth which is found in the one who said, "I am the truth," that is, Yeshua, Jesus, the Messiah. We need to trust in him and ask for forgiveness for our wrong ways and receive peace and close fellowship with the Lord God and the sure hope of heaven, the final resting place for all who trust in him. We quote Albert Einstein, who said, "I am a Jew, but I am enthralled by the luminous figure of the Nazarene. No one can read the Gospels without feeling the actual presence of Jesus." So follow Einstein's example and read the Gospels for your life's sake. In the beginning, God did create, not with a chancing or even blind fate, not with a dust cloud or great bang so big, not with an item of substance or rig. In the beginning, then God did say, light and life in such grand array. Working to pattern as best may there be, 1 in 7 is liberatingly free. Neglecting the pattern is trouble and strife. God, in the beginning, made purposeful life. So why should you dance to a song of blind chance, and sleeping so late with a hymn of blind fate? All so pointless and aimless a haze, materialism lost in a blindfolded maze, can only produce trouble and strife. Thus, God in the beginning made purposeful life.